Jenny here. Today is Monday, August 7th. So today I had my first radiation treatment. I'm tired. Besides waking up a little earlier, which wasn't bad, I was pretty much awake before the alarm went off. I only had a little bit of breakfast. I didn't want too much in my stomach, knowing that I had to drink a bunch of fluid and I didn't want to have to throw up. So appointment was 9:45. My husband took off today just for this first one so we could see how it went and all that stuff, how I was doing. We got there about 20 minutes to. So I had 10 minutes, which is what I was hoping for, to be able to get into the dressing room. And I had to take off my shoes and my pants and my underwear and put on the 2 gowns and then come back out in the room and sit. So last week, Tuesday, I did kind of a trial run on drinking. So what I have is like a 16-ounce bottle of Fiji, which fits these liquid IV packets that come in here. So I pour this in here because, as I've said before, I just can't drink a lot of water. I get really full and bloated, and again, I feel like throwing up. So I know they wanted me to drink closer to 24 ounces. So I made sure I get this down. And I got that down within 10 to 15 minutes. And then I took a smaller one too, so like half of this would be like 4 ounces. So I drank maybe about half of that. Well, we'll see how it goes. Last week I had off because I'd gotten a call the previous Friday, like the end of July, saying that insurance hadn't approved the radiation yet. So I had another week off, and then they scheduled me. Well, nobody called me last week to say, okay, yes, it's approved, come in. So I called on Thursday, and nobody was in the office. The receptionist said, well, from what you could see on the chart, it looked like it was approved, but call back on Friday and be sure. So I called back on Friday to talk to my oncologist nurse, and she said, well, let me get you to radiation. Well, radiation didn't answer. Different receptionist. She looked at my chart and she said, looks like it's approved. All your dates are in there. It's not been erased or anything. So I would say, yeah, it's a go. You're good to go. So I'm like, okay. I was hoping that was the case, but there again, still a tiny little worry in the back of the mind. So like I said, I got there. I had to empty my bag because it was filling up a little bit, and I didn't want it to fill up a whole bunch while I'm doing my scan, which happened with the other stuff, but I think that was because of the type of fluid I was drinking. Took me into a different room. I was sitting there, and like, my appointment was 9:45. At 9:50, I'm still sitting there, and I'm like, oh boy, do I have an appointment? I thought, well, I'll let it go another 5-10 minutes, because now I'm starting to kind of maybe have to pee. So when I doing my experiment, the Tuesday before or whatever, I held it for an hour, and that was good, but I also was just sitting. So granted, I was sitting on the way there, but then walking in and getting changed and moving around a little bit, kind of had to pee a little, but I'm like, I can do this, I'm fine. Prayed for all my angels to be around me to help get through it. During the morning, my rectum was hurting a little bit. It kind of hurt yesterday too. It's been about an hour to 2 hours before I'm due Advil. It's starting to hurt, which I push through and I make it to when I'm due, but that also makes me cry. So I was crying all morning before we left, crying on the way there, which means, well, the angels are around you, huh? And I'm like, well, it's part of it. But I had to take Advil. It was due for it just before I left the house, and that did kick in when I got there, so that was a blessing that I was good. A nurse finally came and collected me. Different nurse than I had before, I think. I don't think she was the second nurse that was in the room that first day. But anyway, she took me to a different room, and I was like, oh, this is a different machine. And she said, yeah, the other was like the prep room, and this is like the treatment room. So still the same table. They nicely had it obviously set up. They know they've got to go and get people in and out. I was already 5 minutes late for my appointment because of the person ahead of me or whoever. So I laid on the table. They had my little foot mold there. They just to make sure that I was all scooched and comfy in there. They already had the knee pillow set up. They had the head pillow set up. So I was pretty much good to go. They lift the gown up. They put a pillowcase over your privates. It's pretty much just the private. It's a little cool in the room. was cold in the building, at least for me. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't help having no body. So the gal set up the machine, and actually we were walking into the room. She mentioned that they'll get me all set up. They're going to do a little bit of a scan. They're going to get the doctor's okay, and then they'll do like the real scan. And then I should be done. And it should take like 10 minutes, and that should be the longest day that I'm ever on the table. So that's a positive. We'll see how that goes. If that's true, that would be nice. So yeah, she got me all set up. It was a big white machine behind me. It was kind of funny. It was like, not like an eyeball, but it kind of looked like an eyeball. But then, you know, the eyeball had like, it opened up. So I had like almost a screen on this side. I had a big honkin' computer. It was square, but attached to a round bubble. And then I had like a flat screen. I was like, oh, am I watching TV here? Then they had 4 TVs up on top that I could see as it was doing something. There were numbers being put up there and whatnot. I'm like, what am I going to see? Any pictures? But because I asked too, I'm like, are you seeing like an actual CAT scan? Can you see where the radiation is going? And she goes, well, this one just takes kind of like a minimal CAT scan, so it's not really clear, but it's good enough for what they need to do. So she'll be talking to the doctor tomorrow. You can ask him how this all goes and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So she said the machine may get close to you, but it'll never touch you, so it's okay. They had my Bon Jovi music playing in the background, of which I recognized one song, it had Runaway going, so that was okay. And then the next song that came on, I don't know what song it is, but it was something to the fact of like, if you died today and came back tomorrow, would you do it all the same or something? And I'm like, nice, interesting. I'm thinking, well, yes, because I love my life and I love where I'm at. And I really just want to stay here and continue on what I'm doing. So, then I didn't recognize the third song that came on either. I'm like, okay, I don't know what kind of Bon Jovi playlist this is, but you know, whatever, that's fine. I ended up just sitting there. I started praying for other people. Closed my eyes. I had to hold my little blue rubber ring on my chest, and it was like, I just closed my eyes and started praying for different people or sending them white light. And then it did this one scan thing, and then I waited for a little bit, a minute, maybe 2. It wasn't that long. And then the machine started moving again and doing its thing. And it does actually go like all the way around you. So it kind of like went all the way around me twice, I think. And that was good. And 2 different times I almost felt like I'd had a little leakage, but I'm like, oh God, please no, please no. Just let me get through this. So it was good. Then I was done. The nurses came in, and again, they know they have to go quickly. They got over there. The one nurse was very nice. She takes my gown and pulls it over my privates to pull out the pillowcase type of thing. And I'm like, oh, sweet. The other one brought over my other gown, because you'd wear one gown over the front with the opening to the back, and then you put on another gown like it's a robe, so it's back to front, so it covers your butt while you're walking. When you get in the room, you hang up that robe part. When she brought that over, so they both helped me sit up, which was awesome. Asked me if I needed help walking, and I was like, nope, I'm good. So that was good. Got my robe on, and they were already like kind of clean up. I'm like, great, that's it, I'm good to go. They're like, yeah, good to go. So that was nice. It was quick. Got into the dressing room and changed myself back in my clothes. Well, actually, I went to the bathroom first. Then I went and changed all my clothes. And it was good to make it all the way home, which also I didn't know if I'd have to stop along the way or not, because again, when I did it at home, after about 10-15 minutes I had to pee again. Because like once you release that spigot, then it keeps wanting to go until you're really empty. But I was good till I got home and did that. And then I know I needed to get my pills in me. I was thinking of taking my capecitabine at like 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Figured that's far enough apart. So it's late enough in the day that I'm not taking them in the morning in case I get nauseous. I don't want to take them before going to therapy, because I want to make sure I get through therapy. So I got home, I have to take it with food, so I made a piece of toast with peanut butter on it. Another thing I noticed when I did this experiment on last Tuesday, I was not hungry or thirsty for a good 3 hours afterwards, if not more. So I was looking at 9:30, 10:30, 11, like an hour and a half. I was not hungry but I needed to get food in me. So I had one piece of toast with peanut butter on it and some jelly. I ate half of that. I took my pills with some Ensure. So they're small enough, they're good enough, I could get them down. And I ate the rest of my toast. It was pretty good. I waited for about an hour. Wayne wanted to go to work. He said there was something there he needed to do, but he wanted to make sure I was okay. I wasn't really feeling anything. I was good, so he went to work. About an hour later, it was like 2 o'clock-ish, I was feeling almost like my other chemo stuff when I'd get home, and I would just feel an icky stomach. One of those where you just like want comfort food and you want to eat, but you're not hungry and there's no room, so you can't really eat, but you feel blah. So I got a small can of Sprite. They have these mini cans, and I got one of those, and I drank that, and thought about taking the anti-nausea, and I thought, well, we'll see. So I did the Sprite, and that was okay. I did a little meditation, and kind of half slept. Woke up, felt a little better, but I'm tired. I feel tired. Like last week too, I thought I'd have more energy, and I didn't. I was just kind of steady for the week, which I was kind of bummed about, but, and this week too, I thought, well, at least if I stay steady, whatever, like, yesterday I finally got some energy like 3 p.m. Now we're looking at it's like 3:45, and we'll see. I just want to lay on the couch and nap, and I'm like, not hungry for dinner, and I need to take more pills at probably 9 p.m. I was going to take them at 8, but because I have an hour off this morning, I might take them at 9. But I might just take an anti-nausea with it. So I have to take 6 pills of 150 milligrams and 1 500 milligram pill. And this is what they look like. I can hold them up. So again, they're small enough. I know like Advils are like 200 milligrams. But I have to take that amount like twice a day. Once a day would be nice. I'm gonna wash my hands because they say that somehow the pills can leave a residue on your skin and may cause blisters, so I'll be right back. So that's how today is going so far. Last night, I was getting a little bit nervous about everything, and so I just went into prayer mode, and I prayed for all the employees at that office, that anybody who comes in contact with me will be light and love, and have healing energy, and that all will go really smoothly and well and quickly, and everything will work out. And it did. And on the way home, I actually saw 2 separate hawks, and then in one field I saw 2 herons. So those are usually my dad's signs that he's with me. So I cried a little more on the way home, going, yep, the angels are with me. They're helping me through this. So as long as we get this pill thing figured out, if I'm good with that, then, again, it can't be simple. It can't just be one thing. It can't just be like radiation. It can't just be like ileostomy. It can't just be pills. No, I gotta have all 3. So I will work it. I've also blessed the pills. I've sent loving energy to them. Asked them to do what they need to do, for them to be swallowed easily, for them to do what they need to do in my body, and the medicine will work the way it should, and all will go well. So, trying to keep it positive energy out there. That's where I'm at today. Try to do another update in a day or 2 or whatever. We'll see how these days go. If there's something to say, or if I have energy. Hopefully, even if this is the same level of energy, that's okay. I can handle this. Like I said, I know people have said by that 3rd week, 4th week, sometimes they just want to sleep all day, and that's it. So, one day at a time. Today's Monday. 1 down, 27 to go. All right, thanks for your prayers. I really, really, really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. So you guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.